Let me ask you something. What if I told you that Elon Musk, the world's richest man, was once a broke immigrant who couldn't pay rent, had no connections, and was laughed at by investors? What if I told you that the traits that made him worth hundreds of billions are traits you already have inside you? Not his money, not his genius IQ, not his connections, his mindset, his habits, his way of seeing the world. And in the next 12 minutes, I'm going to break down exactly how you can develop them too. Stay with me. This might be the video that changes your life. Most people think Elon Musk was born lucky. Born in South Africa, his family had some money, sure, but he left home at 17 with almost nothing and moved to Canada, a country where he knew almost no one. He worked at a lumber mill. He cleaned boilers. He was just trying to survive. When he finally got to America and started his first company, Zip2, people thought he was crazy. He slept in the office because he couldn't afford an apartment. He showered at the YMCA. This is the man you think was handed everything. His first big payday, when he sold Zip2 for $307 million, he didn't retire. He poured it all into his next venture, then the next, and the next. SpaceX almost went bankrupt. Tesla nearly died. Solar City struggled. But here's what you need to understand. Elon Musk didn't succeed despite the failures. He succeeded because of how he responded to them. And that response? That's something you can learn. Principle number 1, think in first principles. Most people think by analogy. We look at what others have done and we copy it. Elon does the opposite. He breaks every problem down to its most basic truth. When he wanted to build rockets, everyone said, rockets cost $65 million each. It's too expensive. Elon asked, why do rockets cost so much? He broke down every single component, aluminum, carbon fiber, electronics, and realized the raw materials cost only 2% of the final price. The rest was markup, tradition, and inefficiency. So he built his own rockets from scratch and cut costs by 90%. Your challenge this week: pick one thing in your life that feels impossible or too expensive. Break it down. Ask, why does this cost so much? Why does this take so long? Why does this take so long? Why does this take so long? What is the real barrier? You will be shocked by what you find. Principle number 2, have a massive, uncomfortable goal. Elon doesn't want to build a slightly better car. He wants to save humanity from climate change. He doesn't want to launch a satellite. He wants to colonize Mars and make humanity multiplanetary. Why does this matter for you? Because when your goal is big enough, small obstacles stop being excuses. If you want to make a little extra money, missing a day of work feels okay. But if your goal is to change your family's legacy forever, you show up differently. Small goals create small energy. Massive goals create massive energy. Write down a goal so big it scares you. Not what feels realistic. What do you actually want? Write it down. Put it somewhere you see it every single day. Principle number 3, work like it's a war. This is where people don't want to hear the truth, but I'll say it anyway. Elon Musk worked 100-hour weeks for years. He slept on factory floors. He pushed his teams relentlessly. Now, I am not saying destroy your health. I am not saying ignore your family. But I am saying this: if you are not willing to outwork the competition in your field, someone hungrier than you will take your spot. The secret is, focused intensity beats scattered busyness. Elon doesn't answer emails all day. He builds rockets. He goes deep on what matters most. For the next 7 days, identify your one most important task each morning. Work on it first, before email, before social media, before anything else. Just 1 hour of real, focused work every day compounds into extraordinary results over a year. Principle number 4, embrace failure as data.
The first 3 Falcon 1 rockets exploded. Every single one. Most people would quit. Most people would quit. Elon called each explosion a data point. His team would analyze every failure, find the exact cause, fix it, and launch again. He didn't see failure as I am wrong. He saw it as I just learned something I didn't know before. Think about your own life. The business idea that didn't work, the relationship that fell apart, the job you got rejected for. What if those weren't signs you should stop, but lessons pointing you toward how to succeed? Write down your biggest recent failure, then write 3 things you learned from it. Turn it from a scar into a lesson. That shift in framing is the beginning of real resilience. Principle number 5, build your own brand of obsession. Here's the thing about Elon that nobody really talks about. He is obsessed, not with being famous, not with being rich, but with the problem he is trying to solve. He reads voraciously. He talks to engineers at every level. He knows the technical details of his rockets and cars better than most of his own employees. That obsession is available to you, not on Elon's problems, on yours. Whatever you care most about, your business, your art, your craft, your community, that level of obsession is inside you. The question is, have you given yourself permission to care that much? Most of us are taught to be reasonable, to be realistic, to not want too much. Elon never got that memo, and neither should you. Now, let me clear something up. To apply these 5 principles, you do not need. You do not need to be born into a wealthy family. You do not need a degree from Stanford or MIT. You do not need investors, a viral moment, or perfect timing. You do not need to be fearless. In fact, Elon has said in interviews he is often terrified. He just does it anyway. What you do need is a problem you care about enough to obsess over, the willingness to fail in public, the discipline to show up every single day, and the humility to keep learning. That's it. Everything else is noise. And Elon Musk is not the only example. Sara Blakely started Spanx with $5,000 and 0 fashion industry experience. She became a billionaire. Oprah Winfrey was told she was unfit for TV. She built a media empire that reached hundreds of millions of people. Jack Ma failed his college entrance exams twice, applied to Harvard 10 times and was rejected every time, and was turned down by KFC when applying for a job. He built Alibaba, one of the largest companies on earth. None of them had permission. They gave it to themselves. And you, watching this right now, you have what every one of them had at the very beginning: potential, time, and a choice. So here's what I want you to do right now. Step 1, write down one massive goal. Put a 5-year deadline on it.
Step 2, break it into first principles. What is the real barrier stopping you? Step 3, start one habit this week that moves you 1% closer. That's it. Not a 50-step plan, just 3 things. Done consistently, they compound into a completely different life. You can also be an Elon Musk. Not his wealth, not his company, but his absolute refusal to accept limits. The only question is, will you choose to start? If this video gave you even one idea that made you think differently, do me a favor, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. And if you're new here, subscribe.